Hello everyone, Chief Canuck here, back again with some more Halo news. We're going to be talking about the big weapon tuning update. I hope you are all aware of it. They've been releasing details slowly over the past few weeks. I went away this long weekend, now let's finally talk about the complete list they just released before the weekend. So, the goal again, to recap everything, they want to revitalize and rebalance the Halo 5 Sandbox to a more desirable state. And they want to establish and strengthen unique roles for each weapon and reduce role redundancy. Now the list has been reduced from the previously announced 14 items to now 12. They say that frag grenades and splinter grenades are still being looked at, but for the purposes of this specific tuning test, they won't be part of the test. So I guess initially they wanted to put out frag and splinter grenade changes for us to test, but maybe they thought there was too much to test all at once, or maybe they couldn't agree upon what they should do for those grenades. So hopefully those changes will be coming sometime in the future, but they're just not part of this test. With that being said, let's go through the entire list of all the sandbox items that are being changed. First up, the assault rifle, it's getting nerfed. 343 finds that there isn't much difference in skill gap between a diamond player and a champion level player when using the weapon. So they're going to redesign to reward more skillful use. However, how they'll exactly be nerfing it has yet to be revealed. The battle rifle, also getting nerfed, is currently too effective at all ranges, so its close and long range effectiveness is going to be nerfed to re-establish its role as a mid-range weapon. Accurate players will still have a chance at close range though, so don't expect a major nerf, and I'm looking forward to this change the most. You're probably sensing a pattern here. Lots of things are getting nerfed. The Carbine is one of them. It's too effective at long ranges. They want to strengthen its role as a rapid-fire weapon without being too dominant in long-range encounters. I can definitely agree with that. The DMR, now from what I gathered from what I read, is getting both nerfed and buffed in different aspects. It's meant to shine as a long-range weapon, be okay effective at mid-range, and not so good at close range. It currently doesn't fit that role, so they want to strengthen its long range, which is where I think it's getting buffed, and also reduce its close quarter effectiveness, essentially the nerf. The Gunfighter Magnum, getting nerfed. It will be less effective at long ranges as it's meant to excel at close range. We already talked about this in the previous video. The SMG is getting nerfed, again talked about this last time. Its range will be reduced to make it less than ideal to use outside of close quarters combat. I totally agree with that change. Active Camo, the only power-up being addressed, is getting buffed. They feel it is currently not as effective as they'd like it to be. They want it to be more valuable, and I'm not sure I agree with this. Again, I've said this before that I feel Active Camo in Halo 5 is arguably the strongest it's been in the series, but we'll just have to wait and see just how they tweak it. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but again, I'm not really looking forward to this change. It doesn't seem right. Next up, the energy sword is getting nerfed, as you probably would have guessed if you happen to watch any previous HCS matches. They find the movement bonus while carrying it is too great, and the ability to close the distance between yourself and the opponent is too effective, so it's definitely getting nerfed. The beam rifle is getting nerfed specifically to its hipfire effectiveness. With the update, it will be on par with the UNSC sniper rifle's hipfire effectiveness, so those snapshots won't be as easy as they once were. The fuel rod cannon is likely getting nerfed from their wording. They find it produces, quote, problematic results with its blast radius combined with its high rate of fire, so expect it to be nerfed in some way. The grenade launcher appears to be getting buffed. 343's wording says they want to further establish its role, that role being a mid-tier weapon, so expect some changes of how fast the grenade travels, how it bounces, etc. Last but not least, the railgun is getting nerfed. They want the weapon to be used more deliberately like a charged sniper rifle. Currently, the weapon is too effective at close range as a snapshot and sometimes panic weapon, so expect changes to be made so that you're deliberately planning your shots and charging it for a longer period of time, I would have to guess. And those are the 12 sandbox items that are being addressed. I wish we got more specific changes and what they're going to be doing to the weapons, but I guess they're going to leaving that up to us to discover. It would have been nice to have known exactly what's getting buffed, what's getting nerfed. Now, these sandbox changes will only exist in the weapon tuning test playlist, so if you play any other playlist, custom games, Forge, or Warzone, you won't experience these changes just yet. If you want to know how to try out these changes before they're applied globally to Halo 5, this is how. On September 4th, today actually, the Team Arena playlist got an update. This update is just the prep work for the following week. It makes sure that all the Sandbox items are available prior to the changes, so in a way it will provide a baseline. We get to experience the weapons before they get tweaked. On September 11th, the weapon changes will go live. These changes will only exist in the Team Arena playlist, which will be changed and renamed to the Weapon Tuning Test playlist. During this time, the Weapon Tuning Test playlist will have Battle Rifle and Gunfighter Magnum starts. Additionally, it will feature the new radar, which only tracks enemies using Spartan abilities and unsilenced weapons. You may have seen this radar during HCS. On October 2nd, the Weapon Tuning Test playlist will be removed, and the original Team Arena playlist, the one before September 4th, will return. Then, in early November, likely around the Xbox One X's release, the big 4K update for Halo 5 will be released, and the weapon changes will go live globally across every mode of Halo 5: Campaign, Warzone, and Arena. That is, of course, after looking at the data and feedback from our tests, so it's safe to expect some changes from the previously mentioned list. Of course, if you want to know more details such as weapon placements and changes to the maps during the test playlist, be sure to visit the blog post, which will be linked down below in the description. Now personally, I'm looking forward to see how the Battle Rifle feels after its nerf. I said this during Halo 5's beta, but yes, back then, that I felt Battle Rifle starts kind of ruined the experience, and it somewhat feels the same right now in Halo 5 as well. They're currently too effective outside of its, natural role that it should be, and I feel that when players have it as a starting weapon, they ignore almost every other weapon on the map. Overall, I'm looking forward to most of these changes except for the Active Camo, but again, I want to see what they put forward first, and then we'll provide feedback later. I encourage you all to try out the test playlist when it does go live, even if you've stopped playing Halo 5. I know I got lots of comments from people saying that they have stopped and this is too late, this is too slow for 343 to push something like this out. But your feedback here is crucial, and in all likelihood will determine how these weapons feel moving forward in Halo 6. Yes, I am aware that these changes are coming just as Halo 5 turns 2 years old, actually afterwards. That's extremely slow and very unfortunate, especially to those people who have wanted splinter grenades to be changed for a long time. I'm disappointed it has taken this long. Halo 4's major weapon tuning update went live 7 months after its launch, and arguably improved the experience, as much as it could for it being Halo 4, but let's not go down that rabbit hole. So again, I encourage you to come back, play a few games, and just try it out. I will be doing the same as well, although Destiny 2 will be taking up a good chunk of my time at the same time, but I'll try to balance it out. As always, thank you for watching. Please share your thoughts in the comments down below. I look forward to reading them. My name's Chief Canuck, and I'll see you guys next time.